Hello everybody. Today we have Web3 negotiations, and at the end of the video I want you to run the negotiations to get a better deal, because this is typically how it should work. You need to only negotiate when you or your prospect wants to get a better deal, and you do get this better deal. It is always a two-lane road. If you give something, then you need to get something, and in the end of the video, you understand how to run negotiations to ensure that you don't make unilateral concessions, how to create these give forget type of scenarios, and so on and so forth. So let's jump in. Before we start, it's very important to understand that in Web3, you always want to present the pricing or the agreement or the contract on a separate call. You don't want just to send this information, your deck or your PDF. You don't want to send it over email just because you do not have control over what gets read first. So if you send the contract by email, you give out full control to your prospect. They will put and place their own accents, and they will understand the pricing in the way they want. But nobody told that it's going to be beneficial for you. So you want to get most of the call, so you're getting them on the call. It can be short, it can be like 15 minutes, 20 minutes, just to go through the pricing agreement and get the deal done on this call. So how the call is structured. At the beginning, you need to prepare for this pricing call, and the preparation is done. You need to understand how strong your position is and how strong the position of your client is. So you do this by running yourself and running the client through the bond network. So the bond is budget, authority, need, and timing. The more pluses, the stronger your position in these four categories, the stronger you can be, and the harder negotiations you can run, meaning like giving less discounts or no, or even not giving discounts at all. So budget is how competitive your pricing is. Do you have a lot of competitors? Are you or are you like charging premium, and like why are you charging premium for your services or products? Then the authority is if you are selling to a very big company and you're selling only to one team. In comparison, you are selling to a big company and five different people in five different teams, and everybody likes you. The probability of getting that deal is higher in the multi-threading. So this means that in your sales process, if you're selling to big organizations, try to multi-thread, and the more people you know, the more influence you have in the organization, the easier it's going to be for you to negotiate harder, because they also want to get you. Now, the next thing is need. It's very simple. If you're the only one who is doing this type of product or service, and you're the only one who solved this kind of problem, then it's very easy for you, because you can be influential. You can have a lot of impact on what on the way the pricing works. So you will be you can tell whatever price to the client, and they have to pay. And then the timing is the same as need. So if they need something as soon as possible and it's very urgent, then you shouldn't give like a lot of discount. You shouldn't give discount at all. But if you're selling a nice to have thing, or it's a bit longer in implementation, then this can weaken your position a little bit. Now, so you've done the preparation and you have a general understanding who has a stronger position, and you already understand, do they want a discount in the process. After you have this understanding, you are ready and prepared to go into the call. And on the call, what you do, you open the call, and during this phase, it's like the second phase, you need to understand and you need to do two important things. First important thing, you need to present them the pricing and give them this number. Second thing, you need to, if they tell you no, this doesn't work for us, you need to get their ideal state, what they actually want. So the way you deliver pricing, the way you deliver the agreement is you at the first you explain the pricing structure, you explain how it works, you explain what is included in pricing, like give them the full list of your services, like with nice descriptions, and then you give like all the critical information, and then you give the number. After you give the number, you shut up and you look at them. If they tell you, okay, that works for us, that's fantastic. But in other cases, if they tell you, no, sorry, this doesn't work for us, like all of this stuff, then you need to get their ideal state, what they actually want, what are their terms. And you use discovery questions like, what should the number be to make this work for you? Or like, what other reservations or concerns do you have around working with us? Ask them these questions. You need to discover what they actually want, discover what is not working for them, like get their ideal state. And the way you do this is they tell you, oh, sorry, we thought it's going to be like 50% less. Then you need to act surprised. You always act surprised, like it's the person never asked, nobody ever asked you for this kind of discount, and you act surprised because like you don't want, like you were thinking that they're able to pay like I don't know, $1,000, and then they suddenly tell you, no, sorry, Nikolai, we can do this only for 500. You should be surprised for sure. So you act surprised and you tell them, dear prospect, sorry, we maybe it was my mistake. Like I don't know why this is not working for you. We cannot do this for this much. Maybe you should go to competitor A, B, C, or these people can do this, or we can just erase this service because you're paying for it and blah 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 blah. So you're basically telling them, no, oh sorry, like this doesn't work for us. Go get for anyone else. And if they return to the table after this, because at some point the prospect will tell, yeah, okay, I should probably speak to competitor A, and yeah, that would be the end of the call. Good. You don't waste time with this kind of prospect because they really cannot afford paying you that much. And you want to focus your efforts on people that do, on prospecting on people that do. It's a good feedback for you. So you presented them the pricing, they said no, you pushed them back, acted surprised, and then you give them opportunity to return to the table. If they return to the table, you start the discovery, you start asking them questions and understanding what they actually want. Boom. Now you have now you presented your options for an agreement. They presented their options for an agreement. And this is the moment when you enter the negotiations phase. So the negotiations is during this phase, you need to understand, is this legit ask, or they're just anchoring you very, very low because they want to get just a better deal. In the negotiations, you want to get the deal done in one cut on this call. You don't want to go back and forth. And in the negotiations phase, you want to secure the access to power, that if you agree to something on this call, you need to know that this deal, it will get done and it will not change in the future. So the way you do this is, once you have your position, their position, you need to understand, are they anchoring you very low? And the way you do this is a little bit similar to pushing them back mechanism. But what you say then is something like, dear prospect, I just know that we are too far off based on things you asked for. I'm willing to work with you, but it is not what typically gets approved. Maybe I shouldn't even try to speak with my management, because if you're a founder and you're selling, you can always tell that you want to speak with your co-founder, and because he's making these kind of decisions or you're making them together, you always need to tell that, dear prospect, like your causes are just ridiculous. It's like it's too much for us. We cannot afford it. I can get to management with it, but the chance that they just gonna tell me, like go away with this kind of pricing is very high. Maybe I shouldn't even try, or like what should I do? And they typically gonna say you that, yeah, just try it out. Let's see how it goes. And at this point, if they tell you, yes, let's try it out, let's see what works best, this means that they're ready to negotiate, and the probability is that they're really anchoring you low, so they can pay more. They're just putting the price too low because they just want to find the middle ground somewhere with you. If they tell you this, or like if they don't tell you, if you really tell that, sorry, dear prospect, like it's too much for us, it's typically not get approved. They're just gonna tell you, okay, we're just gonna go find another solution. Boom, fantastic. Move on. If they tell you, yes, let's find some kind of a middle ground, then you need to get them to a phase where you get their ideal states down, and you get your positions up. So you give them something from what they want, but you also get something from that. And you need to have a couple of things in your company. You need to know what is beneficial for you. So besides pricing, so you can get the price, you can negotiate on price, you can negotiate like on a case study, on their logo, you can negotiate on for getting this to the marketing, you can negotiate on payment terms. So for example, they pay everything upfront, or they pay everything in advance, or they do a prepayment. So it's like, if, yeah, dear prospect, we cannot give you 50% discount, but we can give you 30% discount, but you pay 3 months in advance and we use your logo and for our website. Does it work for you? Boom, fantastic. So get this as many non-money elements to the agreement that is really valuable for your company and is not really a thing for your client, and include this in agreement as a give to get. Yeah. So you present them the better pricing, the number that is lower, that is closer to what they wanted, and give them the terms that are better for you and that are lifting your company forward. So you tell them that, dear customer, I can only get this deal done, like if I get to my management and I tell, like, dear manager or dear CEO, I have this kind of prospect. They are ready to do the deal for this much at these terms. Boom, 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 boom. Like it's already done. Do you agree? Then your chance for getting the deal done is super high. And you tell your prospect that this is the reason why you want to negotiate and find the common ground right now, approve it, and move forward with the deal. Once you found out what worked, so, and you can be very flexible, like you can present different options for your client. So you can tell them it's always the best practice, because if they really never giving if the payment terms is really a big pain for them, you can present them 3 options. You can tell, okay, we can make the discount like 30% if you do the logo and the marketing campaign with us. Second, if you do the payment terms in 3 months, and the third, something. And now they have an option, like these 3 things that are equally beneficial for you, but they have illusion of power and they have illusion of decision. So they're making the decision what is best for them. After you have gone past this part, and this requires a lot of practice, this requires a lot of diligence. You need to be very clear and very focused. Always be on the side of the client, but also remember about your company. Very like empathically getting what the company needs. You can and you have your positions laid down. Now you need to secure that this deal really gets done, because you can sign it right now. If you're signing it right now and you're negotiating with the CEO, that's fantastic. But if you're negotiating with the manager and they have a few layers on top of them and they need to get this new deal approved on different levels, you need to get an agreement with this person that you're speaking with that the deal is going to be done. And the way you do this, you tell them that you want them to write to their CEO or to whoever approves the deal on their site today. Let them know about this deal, let them know when the deal is going to be signed, and just get a writing approval at the day, when it's fresh, when it's hot. Because if you agree on the date or negotiation terms today, and you sign it, for example, in 2 weeks or in 3 months, because whatever, yeah, there can be a different situation. You always, on this kind of calls, you will always want to get the deal done, like agree on the terms, and then agree on that it's going to get signed. Yeah, get some kind of a commitment from them in an email, in a Slack channel, in a Telegram. Get something from their authority, from their source of power, that yes, this deal is going to be done at this point, because this is going to make them close way, like with a higher probability. That was a short introduction. I'm looking forward to chatting with you in the community and chatting with you in the comments. Please let me know what do you think, and I'm ready to jump into the further and broader discussion about negotiations, because this week is going to be super interesting. Guys, stay tuned. Let's go. And wishing you great and fantastic negotiations.